power. The search simply is for joy. And divine is all joy. Divine is existence, consciousness, and bliss or joy. Bliss is nothing but qualified joy. A joy which is devoid of feverishness, suffering, pain, you call bliss. Love comes along with pain. Silence is little serious. Joy is mischievous. You cannot have mischief if there is no joy. And Krishna is all mischief. Krishna is absolute joy, absolute bliss. Nothing whatsoever could take away the joy from Krishna. If you just look at Krishna's life, it's miserable. He was born in the prison. An astrologer told his uncle, who was a king, that your sister's son is going to finish you. He will rule the entire nation. You are ruling a small province. What is it? Just this news, the uncle, in his capacity as the head or king of the province, put his own sister in jail and killed one by one all the children. Though he was told by the psychic that the 8th child will be the one. But he said, why to take risks? Sometimes psychics and astrologers can make little mistake in the numbers. He said 8th, what is the guarantee? Maybe the 6th or the 5th or the 7th may be my enemy. Anyway, why to go through life with all the problems? He had his own logic. And the child has to grow older and go to school and do all the thing and suffer in life. Send him straight away from where he came. Immediate return ticket. Put back in the plane. He butchered one after another 7 children. 8th was Krishna. The news of his birth in the future brought so much suffering to his parents. When he was born, his father abducted him, took him to another village, and quietly replaced the child and took another child back in its place. This was a voice he heard, an ethereal voice. And when this child which he replaced was a divine child, when that was brought before the king and when he was about to chop its head off, the story goes, the child flew up. It was the Spirit, the Holy Spirit, Mother Divine. She took off in the air and started laughing. So you cannot capture me. Kansa, the uncle of Krishna, is a symbol of ego. Ego is far away from joy. It is the ego which tries to kill the joy in us. Children are so full of joy because there is no ego. The moment ego comes, separation comes, division comes, we destroy that bliss, that beauty, that innocent joy. Not the Holy Spirit, the embodiment of power, could get into his grip. The female child which replaced Krishna flew up in the air. the spirit could not get into the trap of ego, the Kansa. So Krishna was brought up by foster parents. There also in his life, one after another adventures. He was like a king, a small king of another province, where outside Kansa's, the uncle's regime. Kansa sent several people to kill him, but was unsuccessful. And Krishna, when he was just 8 or 10, before he was even 14, fell in love with Radha. She was much older to Krishna. That love was such pure love. And people didn't know why they were all in such love with Krishna. Everybody would flock around Krishna. He was so mischievous. Mischief is outcome of joy, outcome of bliss. Children are very mischievous, and as parents we shun their mischief. Tell her, hey, don't do this, you shouldn't, stop. It's very normal for children to be mischievous. You should let them do that. I mean, sometimes it brings trouble for the parents. But there is fun. What is life without fun? Haven't you all done some mischief? Tell me, really. Yes, no? Just remember what are the mischiefs you have played. Krishna said many lies, played, troubled people around him, and the trouble was such a sweet trouble. People would like to be troubled like that. In ancient India, they would carry a pot in their head with water, and you would go and throw a marble and break the pot. And they'll all be wet, well-dressed women who carry pot on their head. They'll come and complain his mother, look at your son, he's so naughty. He's not even 7. But he has become a riot in the whole town. He doesn't let anybody be peaceful. Comes and mixes the curd, yogurt with milk and milk with yogurt and steals everything out here and there, throws things away, breaks our pots. He teases us. The women would go for swimming in the lake, and he would hide all their clothes on the top of the tree. All sorts of mischief he would play. And people would come to complain with anger, but the moment they come in his presence, they could not control their laughter. They didn't know why they are laughing. They would start giggling. All their anger would vanish. In the presence of pure bliss, joy, all your complaints vanish. Life appears like a play, a game. Life not to be taken too seriously. A few days we are here. Few years we are here, it doesn't matter much. Taking every trouble as a challenge is one way to look at life, or brooding over, oh, this is not all right, that is not all right. complaining and crying, wailing. This is foreign to joy. Joy creates mischief. Joy creates problems. That is mischief. No? Mischief means creating problems, challenges. And Krishna would create many such challenges around. If you see the life of Krishna, wherever he goes, he went, there has been some fight or war. All through. Any town he would go, somebody will fight. And he would stand there smiling at them, laughing at them. In one angle it looks very cruel. But another angle you see from the truth, it is just a game. It's like watching macho man fighting. The muscle man, the boxers fighting. 10,000 people sitting around are yelling and shouting and enjoying. There the man on the floor is sweating. It's a standard practice, right? Somewhat similar to that is the whole life. Everything is a play, a game. So Krishna calls it Leela, a game. Often there is a saying in India, listen to what Krishna says but don't follow what he does. Everyone starts following Krishna, the whole town will be in trouble. Another name for Krishna is Nanda. Nanda means joy. Ananda, bliss. Nanda, Ananda means bliss, joy. That is another name for Krishna. How this can happen? Only when you are hollow and empty. You know, what you have in your hand indicates what you are inside. Do you see what I'm saying? If you have a gun in your hand, it indicates you have fear inside you or violence. Right? If you have a flower inside in your hand, that indicates you are like a flower. And if you have a flute in your hand, that indicates you are like a flute, hollow and empty. So what you hold in your hand indicates what you are inside. Krishna has the flute in his hand, and his whole style of standing indicates his philosophies. One hand is firm on the ground, one leg is firm on the ground, the other leg just crosses and touches the ground. Just touching the ground like that. A dance can happen when your feet is above the ground, but on the ground. If your legs are buried in the mud, your life cannot be a dance. And if it is up in the air, also not possible. One leg has to be firm in the ground, the other can be up in the air. A dance happens then. When joy is the dance of life, and the life of Krishna is such a dance. You cannot imagine Jesus dancing. You cannot imagine, forget, Buddha will not dance. He will just sit with a big smile, and eyes closed, sometimes half open, sometimes he will talk, sometimes he may not. But Krishna, you can imagine him in everywhere, anything possible. You cannot pinpoint Krishna as one thing. Somewhere he can ride a horse, be a charioteer, some other place he can be dancing, some other place he can be teaching, some other place he may be gossiping. Krishna is the symbol of all possibility, the total blossoming of all aspects of human or divine, whatever you call that. It's very difficult to really understand Krishna's personality. The rishis call him the full embodiment of the divine, the total, because all that a human or man could be, a being could be, is all in Krishna.